This next song is probably the hottest damn Muppet I've ever seen in my life. Straight from Sesame Street itself, everybody. I would like you to give a warm welcome to one of the... I feel like you're a walking meme, sir. Like, you are, like, and I mean that with all sincerity and love. Give it up for Sir Ian James Milheim, everybody.
Thank you. I'll do my best to disapprove of that. My name is Ian. Hello. My resume starts with at-risk 30-year-old and kind of just goes downhill from there. Real fast. Let's see, I took a big break from being on stage. I wanted to cultivate enough mass to have the body type of Bart Simpson. I think I finally got there. He's a funny guy, you know, eat my shorts. I caramba? Yeah, it's good stuff. I saw a bumper sticker the other day. It said Vietnam vet, and right next to it was another one that said, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. And I was just like, dude, you gotta believe in yourself. You do exist. You know who really hates bestiality? My cats. Not fans. Not big fans, guys. Let's see. My favorite kind of dirty talk tends to be, I don't know, how do I put it? It is what it is. You know, it'll be disappointing, but in a way you're familiar with. It's like coming home. That's the funny part of that one. I'm just playing. My dick's so big it goes beep, beep, beep when I pull out. Where's some other things about me? Let's see. My favorite Mexican dish, and I want to make sure I pronounce this right, it's the pig 3. 3 tacos, please. Hello. My favorite quote is, who are these people? And that's Jerry Seinfeld coming out of a fugue state. A cool way to seem badass if you're illiterate would be like anytime someone hands you a sheet of paper and just go like, it doesn't mean nothing to me. Is accurate. I recently came to the realization that country music is a misnomer. It shouldn't be called that. Country, these songs aren't made in the country. They're made in fucking southern cities. They're made in places like that, Nashville, Alabama. You know, they shouldn't be called that. Otherwise, there'd be a lot more lyrics about fucking farmings. There's no fucking farming in these songs, is what I'm trying to get at. I'll come up with a pin to that eventually. I think the tagline for Play It, Trade It should be, I really think it should be, hey, did you used to be a nerd, but now you're having a rough time and just trying to make ends meet? Come through. We'll give you $5 for a PS1, because what the fuck else are you gonna do, you fucking peasants? Hand over Duck Hunt. Here's 5 cents off your overdue gas bill. It's a bit long, actually, for a tagline. It's not focus tested. It is means tested. I did, speaking of gaming, recently start playing my first Pokemon game. Any Pokemon fans? I never played one as a kid. I was like morally objective to them, which is ridiculous. But I was like, oh, this is just glorified dogfighting. And now I'm playing one, and as an adult, I see it was obviously wrong. Because in a dogfight, you both bring your dog, and your dog goes in, and it dies, and then you go home. But in Pokemon, your dog still dies in a violent passion. But then you just happen to have 2 lizards in your pocket as well. And so you throw them into the ring and are like, let's see what they can do. And then after a couple minutes, you're like, where the fuck is my chimp? Dr. Zaius, could you maybe get out here, you poor primate slave? Maybe get in there? You know, my entire menagerie, you want all my pets to have died in vain? The lizards clearly weaken the dog. I want the dog to replace the dog. I know they ate the lizards, but the lizards were poisonous. That was part of my master plan all along. You're just pawns in my big game. I got married recently. I did take 7 years to do so because I never wanted her to be able to say I misrepresented myself. Basically, am I devious? Yeah, I'm a devious little scamp, I am. But day in, day out, 7 years, whole different personality? I don't think so. That's like, you know, in superhero movies, they keep their secret identity for maybe the first movie in a series. So I don't think I'm going 7 years. Let's see. Basically, I never want to have an argument that ends where she's telling me everything bad about myself, and then I respond with the inevitable third act denouement of every single infomercial. But wait, there's more. This confirms that won't happen. But I did stop doing stand-up for about 7 years, which is, you know, it's a long time. I basically had the only person I wanted to make love living with me, which was nice. And we had been together for a bit, so we finally got to third base recently. That's right. 3 kisses. No, I'm just playing. This is like TNT characters welcome. I'm like Paul Giamatti in that one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? American Splendor, Lady in the Water, Big Fat Liar, starring Frankie Muniz. Just like that. But 7 years is a very long time. Let's see, 7 years is about, about the amount of time it takes to train like a half-decent child soldier. I'd say is fair. 7 years is exactly, coincidentally, how long it took my dad to realize he doesn't like kids over the age of 6. They're just not in his wheelhouse. 7 years is how long I owned my last car. I love that thing. It was stolen off the street by a pack of thugs. By thugs, I mean police. By police, I mean thugs. They crushed it into a tiny yellow square, and which was convenient because before that I didn't really know the shape of my sadness. Apparently it's one cube of car. And I liked that car because it was dented already. It was sweet, but it was like rusting on the bottom. And so I didn't have to fucking worry about like some drunk driver scraping it or scratching it or anything. And now we have a nicer car, and I'm terrified every time I leave it. And that's why, honestly, I hope my kid is born just a little bit fucked up. Just because, you know, like, what the fuck else is going to go wrong, really, at that point? They say, you know, a new baby loses 20% of its market value the second it's out the womb. I mean, that's blue book value. Baby blue. But nothing like serious. Nothing like, oh man, he can't function. Just like maybe like a little dent in his head. That'd be cool. Like, that's fucking metal. It's geometric, that's for sure. I could keep little tchotchkes, baubles in there, store my Lego minifigs in the shelf in his head. I don't know why I thought a joke like that. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if like I get a call from my doctor someday and he's like, Ian, I don't know how to tell you this, but you have Down syndrome. And I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. That explains a lot, actually. Thank you. This will help. I took a childhood psychology course once, and basically taught me one thing: doesn't matter what you do to a baby. Doesn't matter. The final was really easy. It just brought a baby in and left the room. There's no way to fail it, really. So, we're gonna go after Down syndrome and child sight. Oh yeah. Anyone doing a dry January? In here? Yeah. We tried. We did really bad. We did about as bad as you can do. It was like one of our wettest Januaries. But it is really nice to do it like in solidarity with your spouse, because like then if one of you loses their willpower, you both fall off the wagon, and hey, it's a party. My wife went to an Ivy League school, and one thing about them, they're notoriously known for their very high suicide rates. Because, you know, there's all this pressure put on you from, like, your parents and yourself, and these insurmountable, like, expectations. And I hope to do the same thing with Columbus State Community College. Show the same level of determination. I'll be the guy committing Harry Carey in the back of the classroom, while the guy up front is explaining dirt to the other 40-year-old men. I feel like I'm allowed to make that joke because I have tried suicide. Well, try is a weird way to put that. That sounds like if Panera Bread just opened up down the street. Hey, have you tried suicide? Actually, I prefer Tim Hortons, to be honest. But no, before I got married, I did attempt, and I don't know. Side note: under mysterious circumstances. I personally find it quite sus, myself. Personally, I think the government spooks were after me. I think it was sheeple listen up the goddamn CIA. Now, is it possible that I was simply fed up with my life? Sure, yeah, believe that, Mr. Gullible, alright. Is it plausible that at age 27, perhaps I was driven to it by lack of forward momentum, rapid alcoholism, 6-year tenure at Jimmy John's, in which the only raise I got was a raise on the federal minimum wage, in which I made a quarter more. A recently ended polyamorous relationship in which I wasn't poly, but the girl was. But then I couldn't say anything, so it kind of felt like I was being cheated on every week. I can't say anything because that's just kind of the deal at that point. As well as the fact that there, was nothing going on. Is that maybe the reason? Maybe, but my sweet summer children. Oh, I do not buy. Personally, I think maybe I was on old Hillary's hit list. I don't know if you guys have been reading the Q drops, but I imagine my attempt was in there. I think someone tried to Epstein me. And by Epstein me, I definitely mean the suicide bit, not the kids bit with the kids bits. Not that bit. But, only I know the truth. And these wrists ain't talking. Clearly, I did a very bad job. Very shoddy work. I was caught immediately while trying to attempt suicide. Like within 5 minutes, I basically was so bad at attempting suicide that I have the arms of a mentally stable person. Or at least that's what the shadow government would like you to think. You guys have been great. I'll be back in 7 years.
Everybody, give it up! Oh my God, you're so mysterious. I didn't know all this about you. He's also an author and a filmmaker. Follow him on social media.